This episode of Let's Discuss Death Battle is brought to you by...
Nothing.
The Shell has spoken! Hello one and all, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Discuss Death Battle. I am your only mate. With me, as always, Richard, aka Jedi Bender.
Sonic the Hedgehog still looks like shit. I have spoken.
And we also have Jaru.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen.
And we have a guest with us, and it's wait, who are you again?
You know, I'm the guy who animated Crossover Clash.
Huh?
I helped with Duo's Judge Dredd versus RoboCop. I'm friends with Yang the Insane.
Oh, Billy! Of course!
Of course!
This is my life, living in the shadows of a fucking Irish lady who hasn't revealed her face.
Pretty much.
I know how you feel.
I've at least shown my face.
Oh, cooling out.
Actually, no, she's shown her face as well, actually.
I haven't shown my face because no one
And
needs
now
to see
every
that.
viewer who is a fan of her is going to be looking online like, who is this lady?
I will never show my face again.
Cowards.
He wasn't the same after the Dr. Claw incident.
No, I wasn't.
No, he wasn't the same. Meanwhile, Dr. Claw is all, I'll get you next time, Richard.
Oh my god, that's so good. Anyway, today we're talking about Death Battle.
Yeah, let's... Anyway, one came out, and it's Mob versus Tatsumaki. One that
I'm
we weren't
psyched about it.
really... Nice.
I thought I'd blow your minds with this pun.
You did blow my mind.
That was a tornado of terrible.
Hey!
Okay, I have to actually confess, you bring up Yang and say she told me to say that.
Why am I not esperly surprised?
Not specifically this podcast, but she told me if I ever end up on any podcast, say this pun. But it's a bit weird that it's specifically for a psychic. I'm picturing there was going to be I even asked like, what is the relevance of this? And she was like, it might come up.
She has a backlog. She has an arsenal of puns prepared for any situation.
Yeah,
Yes.
apparently so. And I was thinking to myself, you know what? This is the perfect time. Let me just get out my phone.
I think we should actually get back to talking about the episode. What did you guys think about it?
Yeah, sorry about that. Just I had to make a promise to a friend.
Yeah. I was very invested in this matchup. And it was actually, I was saying this on Twitter, I was super stressed out for the last, 6 weeks because we went straight from Ganon versus Dracula, when Ganon's my favorite antagonist in all video games, right into Mob versus Tatsumaki, in which One Punch Man is my favorite anime of all time. So, it was stressful for Jaru.
That's kind of like, okay, back to when Yang vs. Tifa came out. Not long afterwards, I was going to a Comic-Con where the voices of Team Ruby were attending. And I was stressed beyond belief. So that was not a good time for me.
Had a hard time.
Yeah. I was definitely rooting for Tatsumaki, though, because I'm not I watched the first season of Mob Psycho, wasn't blown away, so I was definitely rooting for Tatsumaki, and I got what I wanted.
I flipped a coin to the side.
Do you know, I was actually the same. I really did not know who was going to win.
I went for Tatsumaki. Originally, I went for Mob, but after Jaru's convincing evidence, I just Tatsumaki.
Yeah, man. I at one point I tweeted a thing on Twitter, and I was like, "Me, Ganon's definitely gonna win." Me, Tatsumaki's definitely gonna win. My followers.
And you were right.
And then in comes me saying, didn't you also say the Sasuke was going to win?
I said Sasuke's bullshit. That's what I said.
You
Same
never
thing.
said that. No, it's not. Bullshit and winning are not the same thing.
But yeah, Anyway, I was very hyped for this match. I was very interested. I knew these characters front to back, and I definitely wanted Tatsumaki, and I also thought she deserved the win. So I was quite pleased that she did win. I thought the research was quite on point. I think they covered. I mean, neither of these series are very large, so they're not exactly the hardest things to research, but their coverage was fairly thorough. I appreciate it. They've also continued to remind me that moving clouds makes you God.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that's something we learned.
Yeah.
So
Oh, come on. Anyone can make a cloud move.
Yeah, exactly. Big
I'll do it
fucking
right
deal.
now. You can't see it, but they're moving right now.
I am also moving my clouds, but I'm using my 2 hands to do it.
I only need one hand.
Oh, he's too powerful.
Yes.
Okay, out of context, that's going to sound really bad.
Yeah, it is.
it's a masturbation joke.
Oh,
I'm trying to keep this. I'm trying to keep this PG.
Yeah.
subtlety.
Yeah, subtlety.
Well,
I
demonetized.
agree.
I don't
agree with
monetize
Jaru.
anyway.
I agree with Jaru. I was more or less the same. I was very much interested and invested in Tatsumaki than I was in Mob. Not saying Mob series isn't great. It's just Tatsumaki just was a lot better of a character to me personally. The research was very thorough. I didn't really care for the opening analysis. I didn't care for the jokes.
The jokes were pretty meh.
Yeah.
There was a joke that kind of distracted me from like a point that would have made me lean towards Tatsumaki. Didn't they bring up how Tatsumaki can sort of like mess with someone's inner energy, chi, like that sort of thing? Like the same way Mob can absorb psychic energy.
Yes.
Yeah, they mentioned that when Boomstick was doing his whole change thing.
Yeah.
I was focused on that, got distracted, and missed the point.
Yeah, that was I think that went on too long for me.
I've said this
that was
before. It was okay. I've said this before, but I definitely prefer the old school style of comedy, the much snappier, like off the cuff, kind of quick, funny.
Yes.
I kind of disagree with that, but when it's my turn to give my opinion in the episode, I'll explain.
No, it's all right.
So I don't want to prolong your point.
Oh, sure. But yeah, I was watching like one of the older episodes recently, and it's like nothing. Ever since they introduced skits, nothing has made me laugh as hard as like Boomstick talking about Squirtle or Boomstick singing the Captain Bison "He's Our Hero" song. Like,
yes,
nothing has made me laugh that hard.
No,
so I don't know. I'm not the modern comedy.
I mean, one old joke that's
dragged out.
One old joke that still gets me laughing is in Goku vs. Superman. It's when they're talking about Superman's martial arts. Quotosm Rao and Toquasm Vo, and Boomstick's like, orgasm what now?
Yeah, no, I agree.
When you could say orgasm on YouTube and not get demonetized.
Yeah, exactly. This was old YouTube.
You're canceled. How dare you?
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Oh god, what have I done?
Exactly. But no, I'm surprised. My subscribers were quite shocked, and I'm sorry to be that guy, but I did not particularly enjoy the soundtrack that was in this fight. It's not that it was bad. It's just it didn't speak to me. It didn't get my blood pumping. It really wasn't memorable. It just felt like wallpaper background music. You know, it was fine. It was composed fine because Brandon Yates always does a good job composing, even when his next score isn't as good as his previous one.
Brandon Yates is a fucking genius.
Yes, but this particular score just didn't do anything for me, and I just did not, take warmly to it. So I apologize for being that guy, but I have very specific taste when it comes to death battle soundtracks.
It was definitely not my favorite soundtrack of the season. It wasn't like I wouldn't say it was bad. Again,
no, absolutely not.
It was perfectly suitable, but it's not going to be up there with the legendary tracks like Bizarre Stars or Wings of Iron or
Wings of Iron will always be the best.
Yes, it will.
I always listen to that when I'm on my way to work. I should really
Very nice.
It's that addictive.
Yeah, no.
Which one you always listen to?
The one you just talked about, Wings of Iron.
Oh,
No
okay.
joke. Do you know what song comes after that on my SoundCloud? You Got the Touch.
Oh yeah, makes perfect sense.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
My only complaint, like I said, I'm kind of neutral on the music. I think it served its role.
Yes.
My only, I'm just looking at the album cover for that particular song, and the song's just called 100%, and I'm just like, what does that have to do?
Wait, wasn't it called Given 100%?
Something.
I mean,
It's something
Randy
100%. Yeah, it's
I'm
something.
on his YouTube video, and it's just 100%.
He was
Yeah,
really 100% that fight, so that song's kind of misleading.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess
kinda
there's gonna be a
is.
pun on how they're both made by one, but I don't know. And even the album,
Probably.
the cover art, it's just the 100% with some lightning bolts, and I'm just like, what is this? Like, there's like a little tint of green, but it's like there's not a lot of Tatsumaki in this.
No. My favorite, again, my favorite album cover to my favorite soundtrack of the season is Emerald Heroes. Like the Green Lantern symbol on the Omnitrix. That's perfect. I wish, and it's sad that most album covers can't be like that, But I don't know. I mean,
I try and avoid looking at the album covers because I'm not sure if it's just me, but I sometimes feel like they spoil the fight. Like when it showed Optimus Prime's axe hitting the Gundam shield, I was worried
Yeah,
like, get spoiled. I mean, I thought Prime was going to win anyway, but
I get you.
so whenever I hear new album's up, I'm like la 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 la. I don't know. I don't want to see it. La 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 la.
I mean, if anything, I just recommend don't listen to it beforehand because there's do you guys remember Afro Samurai vs Samurai Jack?
Oh,
Yes.
that was why did I? That was the thing that made me think. Oh god damn it, Jack won. For one, I was sad because I love Afro. I was like, let me just listen to this music. Then when I heard Jack's theme, I was like,
Yeah. Sorry.
I was like, yeah, I know who wins now. Fuck you. Whoever made this music, fuck you. Removed from SoundCloud.
Well, that's the thing. It's like you really shouldn't listen to the music ahead of time.
Yeah,
Otherwise
That
it'll
was the
probably-
music that made
You
me
really
realize
shouldn't.
that.
But anyway, let's give Bill a minute to talk about.
Yes.
It won't really be a minute. Okay, I did not know who these characters were. No joke. Even though I've seen One Punch Man, I forgot who Tatsumaki was.
That's understandable.
Wow.
It's
So
all
when I
right.
saw Mob, I was like, he looks like One Punch Man. Then I saw his girl, I'm like, she looks like she's from One Punch Man. Then I googled it and I'm thinking, oh, okay, that explains it. All right, let me just quickly get summed up on what this series is. Watched a few minute videos and I was just like, okay, yeah, I'm excited for this fight. These two seem cool.
Nice.
And just like Jaru, was it Jaru or Richard said about the humor and stuff?
It was both of us.
Yeah, I thought the humor is really bad, but here's my next point. I think when they show Wisdom Boomstick, it's probably much better than the originals. When it was just, find a random clip to emphasize what Boomstick's talking about. I'm not joking. When they were talking about when Boomstick went to work naked, I want to see that naked Boomstick model
Oh no!
Oh, gosh.
walking into the office.
Yeah.
Say that.
I
Oh.
want to see that Boomstick booty.
Could you imagine if that's how Boomstick got hired?
I want to see his little Boomstick.
Yes, me too.
Oh, okay. Banned. Get this guy off my podcast.
I'm actually
I might be
tempted to
taking
do
your
that as a
I might be
joke.
taking your position, Jaru.
Oh no.
Your replacement.
Yes.
Oh man.
Um,
Yeah.
As for the actual fight itself, meh.
Yeah.
Okay, let me explain.
No,
It's
no,
not-
no. Go ahead. I think
Okay,
I may
when I
be
say
agreeing with you.
meh, I mean compared to Ganon versus Dracula, and,
Yes.
and many, and I don't even dare say it. I thought Captain Marvel versus Shazam was better than this.
Whoa.
see, Jaru, I'm going to be replacing you as the most controversial man on here.
You've
Get
got
ready,
you've got a
boy.
mountain to climb, man.
Yeah.
I say some bullshit on here.
Well,
I mean, the hand-drawn elements, I'd say, were my only favorite parts. They showed a lot of expressions, except for that one weird shot of Tatsumaki when she was slammed into the building. I was thinking, did they cut the budget there or something?
Wait,
that was a
wait,
reference.
Do you mean when they showed like her chibi-ish self?
Yeah, I mean,
That's
maybe.
a reference. In
Okay,
the
if it's-
series, they're constantly switching between a super basic depiction of her and a super detailed version of her.
Okay,
Yes.
well,
And
okay, I'll forgive them if that's the case, because One Punch Man is known for drastic changes on character models throughout
yeah,
the series.
see, That's actually something that weirded me out when I was watching the episode. It's just like, well, the art stuff for the hand-drawn stuff is kind of changing. That's a bit weird. But I was listening to the commentary, and it turns out that, yeah, the shows do that. So
Yes.
that's why
Yeah,
it was
I
implemented
should have
into the
picked
fight.
up on that, I guess. My bad. Viewers, don't don't stab me in the comments. I mean, I
Nobody
already
will
said Captain
stab
Mar-
you.
Okay, to be fair, I think I said Captain Marvel versus Shazam was better than this, so I think I'm already dead.
You're
Yeah.
already dead.
Yes.
Nani?
Yeah, right.
Nani?
My wish.
I had to. I'm sorry. You said it. You said the break.
It's alright.
As for the music, it was serviceable, but I would not be downloading it on my iPhone anytime soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially if I imagine I had
mean-
that right next to Wings of Iron. It's like, yeah, jamming out to this, and then that starts playing. It's like, oh, from hyped up to meh.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's serviceable for the context it's in, but it's not something I'd listen to
That's the
elsewhere.
thing. This is a music you would listen to when watching the fight.
Yeah,
Then I think you
Yes.
get more enjoyment from it.
Yes.
Whereas if you were just listening to it, I don't know, while you're writing or just chilling out, waiting for a bus, you're just probably going to be more bored. It'll probably be more fun just waiting for the bus.
yeah.
Yeah.
And as for the reason behind Tatsumaki winning, it makes more sense than this one comment I saw. Apparently, what did they say? Oh, the reason Tatsumaki won is because she's a superhero where the other guy's a school child. I'm like, what does that matter?
Sure.
I mean, there's the advantage of experience and age and all that, but
Yeah, if they said that, but it was like purely, oh no, she's a superhero, and I'm like, okay, does that mean Carol should have beaten Shazam because Shazam's just a child?
that's fair.
Well, I wouldn't
Actually-
call Carol a superhero.
Actually, building on that, I was listening to Death Battle Cast just before we started recording this, and they were talking about that sort of comment. And I feel it was something like, why would the experience that Tatsumaki have even matter? Whereas, like, Mob has fought someone with over 30 years of experience and, like, beat them. And
Oh, I did not know that.
yeah, it doesn't always matter, per se. Like, it comes down to, like, who's generally just more powerful.
Yeah,
So it's like, experience helps, don't get me wrong, but it's not, like, the most important thing.
I mean,
Yeah.
when you look at it, like, Goku's probably a better hand-to-hand fighter than Superman.
Well,
But
that's
when
not even an opinion. That's just a fact.
But when you compare, like, all the things Superman's done, which, yes, controversial opinion again, yes, Superman beat Goku, and I accept that. Yeah,
We all
Superman's
accept it.
power just really just overwhelms Goku's experience in some way.
It's funny
Yeah.
that we should
And-
bring this up because I for those who follow me on Twitter, I've been recently breaking down the basics of what goes into a versus matchup and just like really getting down to the fundamentals of which stats are more important, how they affect a matchup, which ones matter, strength, speed, range, that sort of stuff. And when I got to the discussion of like skill or experience, the general gist that I gave was that combat experience is valuable and plays a role in matchups where they're very close, because so if you have two characters who have very similar stats, then combat experience could be the deciding factor. It's not that it doesn't matter, because let's be real, Tatsumaki would have won even without the experience advantage, but it just adds a little icing on the cake of why she should win. It was just one of the advantages she had.
Okay, yeah. So just to wrap up
Very
my
good.
thoughts, the episode
Well,
was
I didn't
fine.
really get to give my thoughts.
I know,
Okay,
I'm
what are your
wrapping up my
let
thoughts,
him
sorry.
finish, and then you can give your thoughts. Jeez.
Okay, sum it up, analysis was good. I thought, it made sense why Tatsumaki won. Comedy was about as pleasant as staring at my butt.
Wow.
The music was as pleasant as waiting for a bus. The fight was meh. And Captain Marvel vs. Shazam was better than that.
Oh man.
I'm digging my grave further.
Yeah, you are.
Keep digging.
I'm going to say that at the very end of the podcast, just
Just to trigger people.
You know what? Should we make that the title, Digging My Grave?
yeah.
Sure.
The thumbnail should just be a picture of me just digging my grave.
I've got something in mind for the thumbnail.
Send me it before you upload. I want to see that. Anyway, now let's give another British man an opinion.
Yeah. By the way, the reason I mentioned that is because you said to wrap up our thoughts. So I was
Oh,
like,
did I?
No, I heard our. So
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, that's our fault. Don't worry.
But basically, like, yeah, I wasn't particularly excited for this episode because I didn't really know the characters that well. But the actual episode, I still really enjoyed. It's kind of like Shredder vs. Silver Samurai for me. Like,
Are you saying that episode is on par with this? Because I swear I'll slap you.
no, hang on.
Yeah,
I'm just
choose
saying,
your words.
Characters I don't really
Go
know,
on.
so I'm not excited for it. But then the fight comes out, and I'm like, wow, I really enjoyed that.
Okay, then you are saved.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Honestly, like the shot I always think about is when like Tatsumaki grabs that building behind her, and just that whole exchange of her throwing at a mob, and then he redirects it back. That's just so clean and beautiful. I love it.
Nice.
Yeah, good point.
And just that line when like Mob goes 100%, and he's like, "By the way, just so you know, this is your fault."
Yeah.
And as he starts beating the shit out of her, like,
Actually,
that is cool.
English mob.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
yeah. From what I heard of like both voices in the analysis, like they seemed really good.
For
And,
the English dub, anyway.
Yeah, to the English dub.
Also, like as the fight goes, I kind of wanted Mob to win, but
Yeah.
when I go back and rewatch it, I'm just like, I kind of wish Mob won.
He was just kind of asking for directions.
Yeah, I mean, this is no matter how like one of the most like agreed upon things about this matchup was, however it goes down, Mob's going to be the victim in this circumstance.
Yeah,
it's definitely going to be Tatsumaki picking a fight.
funny
That's
enough.
unfortunate.
Funny enough, the reason that kind of comes across is like you want Mob to win as the fight goes. So did practically everyone behind the animation.
Yeah.
Like they all wanted Mob to win, so they were making him look as cool as they possibly could. And
Aw.
They succeeded.
Yeah,
Wasn't that kind of like why Torian made Deathstroke as super badass while Deadpool's all silly in his fight? 'Cause he wanted at least Deathstroke to go out looking cool.
Yes.
yeah.
And that is the absolute
And-
best way to approach a match, is to
Yes.
try to make both characters look as cool as possible.
Yeah. And don't forget, he also included that Deadpool breakdance scene while he was drunk.
which was phenomenal.
While
While his
drunk.
theme song played, I didn't know what song that was for years. It's his theme song.
Yes.
And speaking of Deadpool,
No,
Oh, that was
I
actually a
haven't,
perfect
I haven't
segue.
finished talking yet.
all right. Well, it was a great
Oh, you
segue
ruined
attempt,
it,
Billy.
Jaru.
All right, so my thoughts on the actual animated fight. I enjoy it thoroughly. I think the hand-drawn elements of Tatsumaki were good for the most part. I think like there's one or two shots where she looked a little bigger than she should have.
That too?
Yeah, she's supposed to be like the same height as him, so it was a little weird. Her body proportions were a little off at some points, but generally speaking, hand-drawn elements are always a godsend. I always love them. They always add a lot of spice to 2D fights. And another thing I always love is when they mix 2D and 3D, which they did in this fight.
Oh yeah, for the background.
Yeah, and for the moment where Tatsumaki picked up a chunk of the city and like split it in half and then crushed Mob with it. That was cool. That was a 3D element. My only complaint is the part where when you're looking at the city from a distance, you can tell that it's just like a weird rectangle of city in a desert, and it's like that's a little odd. But
Well, I
That's
mean,
away the illusion.
I mean, they had the same thing in Ghost Rider vs. Lobo.
yeah, but that's a little different because it's like it starts off in a desert, and it was like a
Yeah.
town in a desert. Whereas
Admittedly,
this looked
those
very
town buildings did look very modern for like a desert town.
yeah, it was like a chunk of a city had been teleported to a desert. It looked a little
Yeah.
odd.
Yes.
But regardless, I thought it looked really cool. I think my favorite bit of animation is definitely just Mob once he goes question mark mode.
Doesn't it
Just
have a name?
it doesn't.
It's literally just called question mark.
I
Yes.
think we just call it question mark mode.
Yeah.
Question mark mode it is.
I guess when you make, stellar animation, you don't have to think of creative names, I guess.
Yeah. So when he entered that mode, the animation on him was crazy. They made him
Oh,
look
yeah.
as cool as he ever did in the anime, in my opinion.
Yes. Absolutely.
And he was awesome.
Yeah. If it wasn't for those, I would definitely think this fight would have had some pointed from it. So I agree with you. I think the hand-drawn elements and the just bombastic fighting, I think the saving graces of this fight animation.
Absolutely. The moments when they're like throwing like Mob's shield being all sparkly like it is in his anime, and like the moment when like they're throwing black psychic power at each other and then catching it and redirecting it back at the other. It's very fun.
Yes.
I think and then of course the one thing I have to comment on is the death. Let me just say the part where Tatsumaki gets fucked up is terrifying.
Oh god.
Yeah.
That's like
all
oh my
limbs
god.
getting twisted. Just
Yeah.
Nice.
That's a
Love
major
it.
Mob Psycho reference because that's what
Reminds
Mob
me of my
does to
ex.
and that.
Jeez.
But also
That part was brutal. And then Mob gets fucking Thanos snapped.
I mean, first he got crushed by a meteor.
Then he got
He
Thanos
got-
snapped.
He got his legs bloodied and smashed, and then he got Thanos snapped because he asked for directions.
Yes.
Fool.
Okay, this might
Yeah.
be just me, but when he was lifting his hand up, the only thing that popped into my mind was that sound clip. I'm not dead.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Oh, that means he went out in such agony.
Oh yeah, he was not dead. He was suffering the entire time.
I still say Captain
kid.
Marvel and Captain Marvel vs. Shazam was better.
I think you're insane. Did you even watch that fight? It was terrible.
We all watched it.
Oh my god.
And it's better than this episode.
Oh, yeah, you're insane. Well, clearly it has bled out on you. But no, I wouldn't say this was as good as Silver Samurai versus Shredder. But that's because Silver Samurai versus Shredder is the GOAT. It's like consistently in my top 5 favorite death battles of all time. So that's a harsh comparison.
No, I was just
yeah.
using it as the comparison of like not excited for it, but then oh my god, that was
I gotcha.
amazing.
I got you. But no, I definitely think this was a really good episode. Probably one of my favorites of the season, especially among the 2D fights. And let's see. And the death was okay. It was. I think the moment with Tatsumaki getting messed up was insane. But Mob's actual death was pretty simple. It was just.
I mean, the
poof.
fake out is more gruesome than the actual death.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think.
How did that work?
I feel like at that point the animators were like, "Man, I don't want to see Mob get brutally murdered, so I'm just gonna have him like just disappear." They were like, "I don't want to see Mob get twisted up and then explode into a shower of blood like Tatsumaki kills most of her victims."
It wouldn't surprise
Did
me
they
if
done
that
that?
were the case. But like when animating, they were just like, "Take this, you bitch."
Yeah, they wanted her to look like she was in pain, but sadly she won. At
I
least
feel
for
like
them.
I feel like realistically she should have died from that, even from anime standards.
Well, in Mob, like when he does that to other people, they bounce back through sheer psychic power somehow.
Agreed.
They pull a Guts from Berserk thing where they use their psychic powers to hold their bodies together.
Because
So-
anime.
Yeah, because anime.
Yep.
But yeah, it was pretty. I enjoyed the episode. I enjoyed the outcome, and I enjoyed it in general. I would say this is like, I don't know what I rated it, but I don't know. I'd probably give it like an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. I enjoyed
Knowing
it a
your
lot.
rating system, you probably gave it a 3 out of 10.
I've updated my rating system to be more mainstream, so it is much more straightforward. Now I just give
You're trying to say
everything.
you're trying to be hip with the kids. Old man.
How do you do, fellow kids? But yeah, no, I enjoyed it.
Now I
thoroughly.
need a photo of Ganon saying that.
How do you do, fellow kids? Ah!
What would he have on his back? Would it be a skateboard or would it be like, I don't know, the Majora's Mask or
I
something?
want him dressed up as Link. Like he'll be like
How do you
Yes.
do, fellow Links?
the other Links, and then they're like looking at him like, what the fuck?
Yes, exactly.
Anyway, that's all my
Jaw
thoughts on
hurts.
that. I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. It was stressful waiting for it, and I'm glad the next match is one I'm not stressed about.
Oh, I'm excited for that one.
Oh.
This is the episode that
wondering
I was
why
like,
the red
I was
suits-
straight up to Mark.
What's
Let me be on the
It's so
podcast.
bad.
Okay,
guys,
okay,
can
okay.
see bleed.
Okay,
Sorry.
everyone was talking at once.
Sorry.
So
I wasn't.
anyway, yeah, good boy, Jaru. Have a cookie.
Yay! No, I'm not.
Anyway,
nothing.
so the next fight is well, we mentioned Deadpool earlier. He's back once again, and he's fighting the Mask.
Woo! I'm super hyped.
My man.
This is one of my favorite matchups of all time. Whenever they revealed Deadpool was coming back a couple seasons ago to fight Pinkie Pie, they were still doing that thing where they only reveal one combatant. And I was like, who could it be? Who could it be? What if it's the Mask? And I was so hyped until they revealed it was Pinkie Pie. And I was like, fuck.
I was really, really hoping for Dante.
I would have taken that too. That'd been nice too.
I mean, when they only revealed Deadpool, I was really hoping it would be Dante.
Yeah, I gotcha. And then we got Pinkie Pie because Death Battle's a troll.
Yeah.
Need more trolls like that.
Tweet it.
But yeah, so I'm super excited for this match, and I don't care who wins.
I am too. No, I love both characters. Both of them are 90 culture characters. All early and
Is
died
Richard
off.
cutting out for anyone else?
Okay,
Yeah,
I thought
he's
it was
cutting
my
out for-
computer. I was about to say, oh, is my Wi-Fi breaking? Not now.
Yeah,
please.
no, Richard's cutting out a bit. He's been having.
I am?
Yeah.
It's all right. It's all right, Richard. I'll cover for you. Don't worry. I'll take your place.
Oh, okay. No.
This is the Bill Bender, everybody.
Yes. I was just saying that I'm very excited for this match too because both these two are 90s characters.
I mean, Deadpool's older than that.
Well, no. Deadpool came out around 1994, around the same. Mask is actually a little bit older than that.
Wait,
a little bit
seriously?
Yeah, the Mask came first, and then Deadpool came in like maybe the middle 90s.
Wow.
Yeah, and also too, Deadpool didn't start breaking the wall until after the Mask movie came out.
Wow. So Deadpool was a parody of not only Deathstroke but also the Mask.
Wow.
Yes,
It's
he is.
basically a fusion of the two.
According to my quick Google search, Deadpool's first appearance was in 1991.
Okay.
Yes, but he started breaking the fourth wall in 1995 up till now, so he ripped off the Mask.
But I would show it, but it's not even going to appear in the episode. I do have a Deadpool poster in my room.
Sure.
And he's looking angrily at my computer, like, you better be rooting for me, bitches.
Wow.
I still have a cup from when I went to see Deadpool 2. It's got like a little figure of Deadpool on the top with a sign saying "Suck it."
If he wants to, and it is Ryan Reynolds, I must comply.
Yes.
He first debuted The Mask in 1987, and he
Yes!
debuted as "quote unquote" Big Head in 1989.
Wait,
Yes.
you're big head?
That's his
what he's
alter ego.
Well,
The
here's the thing.
Mask.
The
Okay,
mask
go
is
ahead,
the
Jordan.
name of the object that people put on. The character they become is called Big Head.
Yeah, I think I prefer the Mask. I think I prefer that. Look out, it's Big Head! Like,
I mean, at the same time, he's such a cartoon character that he's not exactly. He doesn't strike that much fear.
have you read the comics?
Okay, he's terrifying in that sense, and what the consequences
Yes.
of his actions are terrifying.
He's done some
Yes,
fucked
but
up shit.
his
Yeah.
appearance is not terrifying.
Yeah.
Only
Are you
become
serious?
terrified.
Okay,
No.
okay.
No.
It's terrifying. Okay, but I'm just saying, compared to like my worst nightmares, it's not like he sometimes he doesn't look that scared. Sometimes he's
why-
very
No.
I mean, the
He's
Mask's
only-
appearance seems kind of creepy to me. I mean, I can understand why a lot of people want him to fight Beetlejuice.
When his movie came out, when he transformed the first time, I cried like a bitch.
Oh wow.
It was so creepy, especially with the music.
Yeah.
And then when I actually
Oh,
saw the
yeah.
mask, I cried even louder.
Yes.
Then again, I was scared of Jim Carrey at the time, so that probably didn't help.
Well, we're all scared of Jim Carrey.
What? No, he's our hero. Even if he is in a terrible Sonic movie.
Thank you.
But yeah. So it's the Deadpool versus the Mask. What do y'all think of this matchup?
I'm hyped. I
I-
want nothing but batshit craziness.
Whoop, whoop.
I wanted Deadpool versus Dante.
Too bad.
Stop being a bitch.
Dante would die like a bitch.
Okay, now
Dante would murder
you know
the
what?
shit out of Deadpool.
Yeah, I gotta agree
no,
with with Jaru.
Yeah,
gotta agree
sure.
with Jaru.
Okay, good luck finding a toy that's gonna kill him.
He could just chop him into mincemeat and then like scatter him to the winds.
Oh yeah, no, sure, yeah.
I told, going by my usual standards, I'm gonna say I'm gonna root for Deadpool there in that case.
You claim you're controversial? You haven't met me.
Are we having a controversial standoff? Boy, I will say
Yes,
that
we
Captain
are.
Marvel vs. Shazam is better 20 times this episode.
Oh,
Actually, no.
Dead.
I will say Deadpool versus Pinkie Pie will be better than this episode.
Actually, I agree with you on
Okay,
that.
well,
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
but
well,
you
I
have a
actually
massive
I
My
might
Little
agree
Pony
on you,
bias.
too. Like,
Yes.
Okay,
I also might agree. I think it's one of the best kind of not death battles I've ever seen.
I'll say
Yes.
Twilight versus Raven's the best.
It's very well made.
Oh,
Yes, it is.
Anyway,
hey,
Deadpool
back-
versus Mask.
Thank you, Jaru.
It's going to be a hand-drawn fight done by Rooster Teeth's own 2D hand-drawn department.
Oh,
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
so be hyped
I'm
for some
excited.
very quality hand-drawn animation. Why did I say hydro?
Well, I wouldn't say it's high quality as much as it's
Oh,
something
bugger
I've
off. It's
Yeah,
better than
yeah,
what you probably
screw
get
you,
from other
Richard.
people.
No, Sonic versus Mario and Smokey the Bear versus McGruff the Crime Dog. That's quality.
Okay, no, okay, here's my controversial opinion. Comparing those animations to Rooster Teeth's, you're having a laugh.
Well,
No
at least
offense to the
Blind
people
Fair
behind those matches. They're great,
Well,
but
well, at least Blind Ferret know how to add detail.
so do they.
Yeah, so do
Eh.
Rooster Teeth. Have you not watched X-Ray and Vav or Camp Camp?
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
not.
There's so many Easter eggs hidden in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never watched either of those shows. So.
Oh, I
Those look
recommend it. It's pretty
fine.
funny.
I mean, there is a sneak peek if you go watch Deadpool's preview. They do
I did
show
before
you
the podcast.
Yeah, they do show a preview of Deadpool's hand-drawn animation.
It looked really good.
It does.
From what I
but
saw of the
it-
screenshot, yeah, it does.
I haven't
but
seen them. So.
I've seen better.
That's all I'll say.
What?
Well, I mean, I'm sure it's going to be great. But regarding
need-
the matchup,
Yes, the
who
match,
do y'all think is going to win?
the
Oh,
mask,
the mask.
Brobuscus. I know you're watching this. I'm sorry to say this, but
Wait, doesn't he think
Deadpool
the
is
mask is going to win as well?
no, he's going for Deadpool.
Why?
Now, see,
That's
here's
what
the
I-
thing. I would want Deadpool to win just because he's the one I'm more familiar with, but there's a four that I just can't get out of my head. It's just like I've been hearing like the mask like breaks or sees past the fourth wall as well. Like, right, Bill? Doesn't he do that?
Well, yes. Okay, here's what I need to explain about the mask is full breaking. Okay, where's Deadpool can sort of like pull down his own health bar and be like, health bar in your face. the mask can't really essentially do that. He just basically looks at the camera and goes, hey, look at that dickhead over there. He
Well,
can't like break
Well,
out.
no, hold on.
It depends on which comic you're looking at. In the
Yeah,
Lobo fight,
because-
he took Lobo's text bubbles and shoved them down his throat.
Okay, aside that comic, even though that's said as to be canon, which I think is kind of bullshit.
Yeah, from
Yes,
what I've heard, people say like, with his fight with Lobo, it's super inconsistent to the rest of his own series.
Exactly.
So-
if we
He's
look
a
at just
okay,
the mask
hold on. You say it's inconsistent, but let me remind you of something. He's a cartoon character. He is not bound by anything going on Earth.
But
He-
Richard-
Also, I don't mean to be a correcting little bitch here, but technically the mask doesn't have a specific gender as it's been passed down to different people. A
Yeah,
little
I
girl,
know.
a woman, a dog.
I'm mainly talking about the entity and not the person.
Wait, the entity has a gender?
Eh,
It's
Nah.
it identifies as
Richard,
chaos.
did you just assume that entity's gender?
Yes,
Demonetized.
yes, I
Take
did
some
because
old
I'm
memes out here.
because I'm a bisexual who can get away with it.
He's
Welcome
got a
to the
point
game.
there.
You
I mean,
can't get away with
bisexuals
anything.
can get away with
Think
anything.
that counts. But anyway,
But no,
You're
I do
canceled.
think I think the mask is gonna win. I'm sorry, like
Yeah, but-
Deadpool is screwed.
Mm.
yeah, Richard, just
I-
building on like something you said is like, yeah, but that inconsistency doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, but here's the thing. We're talking about Death Battle, and when there is a massive inconsistency, they do sometimes like either not acknowledge it or acknowledge like, yeah, that's super inconsistent, so it's just...
Oh, yeah?
weird. Or they'll not bring it
yeah.
up in the episode, but they'll address it in the cast as to why they didn't bring it up.
You said the cast, but you didn't say the episode.
I said they sometimes do that.
Yeah.
When was the last time?
One question regarding the mask that keeps being brought up is what they're going to actually use as canon. And I am of the opinion that they should use all of the comics, crossover or otherwise, because the vast majority of the Mask comics are crossover. He had a very short run.
That's kind of the sad reality of it, isn't it?
So
Deadpool
I think excluding his crossover stuff is cutting off a vast chunk of his feats and everything.
Okay, now that you mention that, I suppose that does kind of make sense. So,
if you just went with the movie and the cartoon, then you have.
But the movie and the cartoon are so inconsistent to the comics.
No, yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, for one, there isn't blood and gore.
Yeah.
Well, duh, because again, he was basically a cartoon character, so they wanted to make a cartoon character instead of a bloody ass psychopath.
That was his whole shtick, though, was that he was a cartoon character who's also a bloody psychopath. That was it.
Exactly.
And they took it away.
Yes, they did. But I just think the Mask has a lot more ways to kill Deadpool than Deadpool does him. Because Deadpool, if Lobo couldn't kill him, if Batman couldn't kill him, and if anyone else he's fought couldn't kill him with the mask on, not counting Stanley Ipkiss's death because he took it off, then he died. So basically,
the mask,
what
Big
can
Head
Deadpool
himself,
do?
Yeah, Big Head himself has never died.
No.
The mask wearer, upon taking off the mask, has been killed. But while in Big Head mode, he has never died.
Actually, I do have to point out, the mask can be overwhelmed if he fights someone on par of him. There was this one character, a really large character, who had a fascination with cutting his own face.
I think it was William?
William.
Yeah.
Okay, so during their fight, even though he has no real reality warping powers like the Mask does, he was still able to beat the bitch so much to the point the Mask just gave up. Now, obviously, they won't do that during the fight. It's not like he's going, oh, well, I can't beat you, Wade, so chop off my head, get it over with. No, he's not going to do that, but even if you tire out the mask will just fall off.
Well, here's the thing. It just varies from user to user because typically what happens, because if the person who's wearing it doesn't want to be fighting and just doesn't want to be doing what they're doing, they can be tired out and they can take off the mask.
Yes,
however,
the mask.
If they actually completely give in to the Big Head entity, he just goes on rampage forever. He never stops.
So it's like a Ghost Rider situation where you can just give in to Zarathos?
Sort of, yeah.
Sure.
The biggest weakness of the mask is whoever's wearing it. If they decide to stop fighting, or if you can convince the person who's wearing it to stop fighting, then the
mask will just take over.
Or like for example, in the Lobo comic, he and this is important. You can't actually remove the mask from the wearer by force. You have to.
No, you can't. That's true.
You have to convince them to take it off. So, like, at one point, Lobo was trying to rip off the mask and couldn't. And so instead, he used a guilt grenade to make the wearer of the mask feel so guilty about being Big Head that he took off the mask.
Oh, you don't have any of those lying around?
Deadpool does... Okay, again, see, that's where it all comes back to Deadpool. Deadpool is a fourth wall breaker, but he does not have reality warping powers, nor does he have the unstoppable power that is Toon Force.
Didn't he once leave his comic and kill his creators?
Well, that may have been a different Deadpool.
I remember seeing a comic scan where it's like Deadpool goes to like the Marvel office and he's about to kill all the writers, and the final panel is him looking right at the reader saying, after I'm done with them, I'm coming for you next.
Oh
Well-
wait, do you know what? I just have to correct myself. No, Swamp Thing. Or what was the Marvel's version of Swamp Thing called?
Man Thing.
Man thing.
Yeah, he allowed Deadpool to go into the reality. Okay, comments. Don't worry about butchering me and correcting me. I've corrected myself.
Okay.
It's all right.
It's our
So
fault.
Yeah. Generally speaking,
No.
Deadpool doesn't like. I know that he has that thing in Marvel vs. Capcom where you can like grab his health bar, which is hilarious. But
It is.
in actual comics, he doesn't like do things like grab text bubbles or.
Well, also, like, in his own video game, he acknowledges when you get an achievement.
well, again, yeah.
Do that.
Between being aware that you're in the fourth, like you're in a game, and being actual to abuse the fact.
Yeah.
Hey, what about in the video game? Didn't he manage to pretty much break his own game unintentionally?
Well, no, that was because.
No, it's
Well, I
because,
mean,
like-
specifically, like I get that he can do
It wa-
stuff in the games and whatnot, but in the comics, I don't think there's necessarily evidence that he can actually, like,
No, no,
like,
there's-
break reality.
even
I suppose
if
he can't just kill the animators of the episode and stop the mask in his track.
No. He,
I don't
Hilarious
think
that
they
would
do.
be.
Okay, well, hold on. Let me add on to something. If I'm not saying that Deadpool can't do those things. It's just the problem is outside of his. If it's in a video game, then he can do it. But if we're going off just his comics and his live-action movies, he is aware of the fourth wall. He knows about continuity and inconsistencies, but he doesn't take advantage of it or abuse it like the mask does.
Yeah, but Richard,
Yeah.
didn't we also just say that we take into consideration, like, all this other stuff for the mask? Why not do the same
yes,
with Deadpool?
we did. Oh, what are you gonna say to that, huh?
Well, the big difference is like we're saying we should use all of the mask comics, and like that, and we're not saying use the mask comics and the video games and the movies and the cartoon.
You have to,
Like,
you have to include
No.
the mask as a Game Boy game.
Really?
you know,
Oh yeah,
And-
Game Boy game. It's
And
terrible.
no, I did
Oh.
not say let's use the movies.
Don't play
I'm
it.
just I'm giving a generalization that Deadpool may be a fourth wall breaker, but he's not a reality warper. He has to have people who can reality warp do that for him.
Tomato.
well, there's a pretty big difference there.
Yeah, exactly. There's a difference between someone who can reality warp and do whatever he wants with the fourth wall and someone who just acknowledges the fourth wall.
Yeah, and a lot, and yeah. So I think that Deadpool doesn't officially have reality warping powers. I think he just is self-aware, but it's, I guess you could argue if you include the games. Although, like Marvel vs. Capcom has it to where you can play as Deadpool and beat Galactus, which
Yeah.
is not exactly canon.
No. We're not saying crossover scaling.
Yeah, like obviously
What?
Deadpool is
Yeah,
not.
but if you're
on
gonna-
any
Well,
level
he's
also.
not.
from the
Well, no.
game.
Okay, he's not implying it. He's just pointing something out.
Well, here's the
Okay,
thing. If
I
you're
see
going
what
to
you mean
include-
now. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to include the feat of him being able to grab his health bar in that game, why not include everything in that game?
Yes.
You can't cherry pick, is what I'm saying.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I really want to see him grab like the rooster. Since it's gonna be on the Rooster Teeth side, I'd love it if he grabbed the Rooster Teeth logo to
Logo.
snap the mask with it.
Wait, he just uses the teeth to try and, like, chop the mask's head off or something.
That'd be pretty troll.
Yes, and then the mask will just come back saying, "Did you just hit me with a cock?"
Yeah.
Richard, I
10
said
out of 10.
teeth.
Doesn't matter. I saw an inappropriate joke, and
Oh,
I
no.
took it.
They get the sign down. Deadpool holds the cock, and the mask has the chompers.
Yeah. Get the chomper. The mask has the chomper.
Anyway.
Deadpool has the cock.
Okay. This is the worst episode of this podcast we've ever made.
No, this is
Okay,
the best
uh,
episode. Bill, you should be on more often.
Well, I am
Anyway.
going to take Jaru's place, so. Oh, I wasn't meant to reveal that yet.
Actually, there
but
was
yeah,
there was a point I was going to bring up.
Bring it up. I want to hear it.
Yeah, bring it up.
I can't help but get this thought out of my head. What if this, like, does turn out to be like a Deadpool versus Pinky 2.0?
It won't. Okay.
I pray it
To-
won't.
Yeah.
No.
It was
Now,
cool.
no.
Good
Richard, before you say it won't, you said the same thing for Deadpool versus Pinkie Pie, and I called that.
He's got a
when
point
did
there,
I say?
actually.
Yeah, and guess what? When was the last time they done it since?
Since
But I
the
did a
last
draw
time
or a
Deadpool was
draw?
in a death battle.
Yeah.
No, yeah, exactly. So, no, I don't think this is going to be like that. I think they're going to take this matchup very seriously. And again, okay, I mentioned this on mine and Duo's prediction, which will be out soon. Let me say this, okay? Their whole thing, Wiz and Boomstick's whole thing is let's kill Deadpool. Let's make sure he never comes back to troll us again. Now imagine if they went with that marketing and it turns out, oh, Mask, let's be buddy buddies. Let's go and rub our nuts on something, or let's do something. I don't know. Like that. I'm just giving random excuses, examples. Yeah, but anyway. If they went with that direction, then not only is that false advertising, then they completely didn't take this matchup seriously.
Yeah, I have to agree.
Allow me to give... sorry, go ahead.
If they did just do a whole, we're going to be best friends, and we're both going to start annoying Wiz and Boostic, I'll just be like, fuck off, mate.
Yeah.
All Cockney accent and everything, fucking assholes.
I don't think they both would. It'd probably still just be Deadpool, because, well, has Pinkie Pie shown up ever?
Are you saying she can't?
Do not question the ponies, mate. They have powers beyond all.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But go ahead,
let me give my take.
Sure.
There was a
we're
reason
moving on.
that, they didn't just give... they didn't have Deadpool versus Pinkie Pie end that way just on a whim. They did it because they sincerely believed that if both characters could break the fourth wall and just effectively abandon the match, then it made sense that they would, because neither one of them realistically would want to fight the other. Because Deadpool
for this one too, though.
No, I don't think you can.
Allow me to finish.
Sure.
Sorry.
No worries. Deadpool loves My Little Pony, and My Little Ponies don't want to fight or kill anyone. So it made sense that, given the chance, they would stop fighting. That's not the same with the Mask. For one, Deadpool has no reason to not want to fight the Mask or to want to stop fighting. And more importantly, the Mask is a force of pure, chaotic, destructive evil. He does not stop trying to kill things, no matter the context. And even when the Lobo comic, where they quote-unquote team up and decide to work together, he's constantly trying to kill Lobo, like, the second he turns his back. So even when working together with a very Deadpool-like entity, the Mask still tries to kill him, because he's the Mask. He is a force of chaos. He is literally insane. He cannot be reasonable.
I guess you could also argue the Mask will be triggered seeing Deadpool, given how Deadpool's the reason his comics died.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. Well, not only that, the Mask would also be upset because he would feel like, okay, you stole my style. I was breaking the fourth wall before you were getting out of your Deathstroke phase.
Oh man, there's gotta be some sick burns in this fight. I can already tell.
Yeah, there better be. If not, me and Bill will rewrite the script.
Yes, we're the best people for this job. You got Ben Singer, Chad James, get out of here. A British man and from this other... What country were you from again?
Texas.
Me and this Texas boy are going to show you how it's done.
Correct answer. That's the correct answer, Richard.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then we get demonetized.
Even if given the opportunity to stop fighting, the Mask won't. He will keep fighting. So I'm like 90% certain that's not going to be how this ends.
Fair enough. I'm just saying, maybe don't rule it out, like, completely.
I
am ruling it out.
I actually agree with mate, though. This is Death Battle. They're really unpredictable how they'll end some of their fights. I mean, ending it is like, are they going to do it as like, a parody joke, etc.?
Yeah, okay, let's be correct here. Death Battle was unpredictable in how they ended their fights in seasons 1 through 3. Ever since season 4 started, they haven't been anything but unpredictable.
Well, we didn't think Deadpool was going to fight the Mask.
No, yeah, exactly.
Green Lantern.
We also all thought Ben 10 was going to win. We also all thought that Sasuke was going to win.
Let me finish. Thank you. I'm not saying they haven't had unpredictable matchups. It's just they haven't had any unpredictable ends to a fight where, okay, a cancer guy and a pink pony became friends, or two of the greatest meme guys are still fighting in the atmosphere of space, and we don't know when we're going to return to them. Like, we haven't gotten anything like that in a very, very long time. And
we
once
really
again,
need to find out how that fight ended.
Yes, we do.
I don't think we ever will.
Legends
But
say
again,
they continue to fight to this very day.
yeah, exactly. But what I'm saying is that, okay, this is a serious matchup that they really are wanting to debate and answer. And on top of that, it gives them a reason for the characters to want to kill off Deadpool, because Deadpool has appeared in Death Battle like 5 times. So I feel like, yeah, so I feel like, okay, there's general, they're taking this seriously. They're not taking it seriously.
I'm not saying they're definitely not. I'm just saying it's a possibility.
Yeah, I know you're not.
Yeah,
Well, I
won't deny it's a possibility.
Yeah, well, I'm confident it won't.
Let me just say, though, if it does go that route, I guarantee it will not end with, let's have a party. It'll end with the mask fucking killing Ben and Chad. That's how it's going to end.
God.
Oh, please.
No, they're going to break.
They kill, I don't know.
No, they're going to.
They're
just going to kill
all of Rooster Teeth.
They're literally going to.
They're going to break out of the fight and beat up Wiz and Boomstick.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't think that's the route the fight will go, but I think I won't deny it's a possibility, but I don't think that's how it's going to go. And
they'll definitely piss off a lot of people. I guarantee that.
As for who I think is going to win, the question really just boils down to, because like the tricky thing is Deadpool's regen. Oh, and while I'm on air, allow me to clarify a few misconceptions. For one, Deadpool's healing factor is infinitely better than Wolverine's healing factor. Infinitely.
Yep.
Wolverine's healing factor is trash. If you stab him, he will die. That's how trash his healing factor is.
Okay,
well, that and his healing factor. His healing factor can go away, and thus he's just a guy who can regenerate slowly.
Yeah, and allow me to clarify one thing, because I can't believe this is still something people believe. Wolverine cannot regenerate from a drop of blood. That is the most gross misconception I've ever.
Yeah, isn't it because his blood landed on some kind of weird crystal thing?
Crystal of Life or something like that.
Killed him. Yeah, someone murdered Wolverine despite his healing factor. He was dead on the fucking ground.
Jesus, man, I've never heard you this angry.
His healing factor, I'm annoyed that people think this is real. He was killed because his healing factor sucks. He was killed, he was dead, and then one of his drops of blood fell onto a magic cosmic crystal, and that crystal revived him.
Okay, I just want to point out, when Jaru got so angry, we just suddenly had a rainstorm over here. With thunder and everything. I think
God has spoken.
I'm not going to argue with Jaru now. He's made his point.
I just want to clarify that. If you don't believe me, just look up top 10 times Wolverine has died. And it'll be like, wow, he's died from someone literally just stabbing him several times? That's
all right, you know what? I'll challenge you. You keep talking. I'm just going to quickly look this up.
All right. Okay. By contrast, try and look up the times Deadpool has died. You will struggle, especially if you're looking up times that the 616 Deadpool has died, because
he's actually died a lot.
Alternate reality Deadpools have died a ton, but
yes, like for example, the Deadpool that killed the whole Marvel universe, he eventually died.
Yeah,
because 616 Deadpool killed him.
Yeah. Which
okay,
actually,
you win this round. Yes, he has died a lot of times, even to stab wounds. You win this round.
But by contrast, Deadpool, he can come back from a lot of stuff. One time he was ripped in half by Thor and Luke Cage, and then Thor vaporized him into ashes, and he regenerated.
Jesus.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Yep.
Do you want to tweet this at me? Do you want to send it on private messages right now?
Oh, okay.
I'm challenging you again.
1 second. Let me finish. He has survived several nuclear bombs, like straight up. He at one point in one comic he wanted to die really badly, so that way he could be with death. And so he acquired some nuclear bombs not because he thought they could kill him. No, nuclear bombs are not powerful enough to kill Deadpool. But so that way he could use them to piss off the Hulk and hopefully get the Hulk to kill him.
Oh, God.
Hold on, can I just point out, a nuclear bomb, if you took that directly to the face, you would be completely vaporized. Even your atoms wouldn't be around.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you heal from that? How do you heal from no atoms?
I don't know. But
Because
The one question Jaru cannot answer.
Well, I guess the implication is that somehow some of his cells survive and they can regenerate him even from that.
Yeah.
It's
All
insane.
comic
Wait,
bullshit.
hold on. Was that when he still had the immortality curse from Thanos?
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
because most of these sound like when he had that immortality curse
Yeah.
upon him. Because recently in the newer comics, or sometime maybe, I don't know, 5 years ago, maybe 10, he...
Sick.
Okay, yeah. Thanos took away that curse, and Deadpool's healing factor went from godly to just... He can regenerate from getting his body parts ripped off.
But then again...
Which comics fell during that era? Because I don't know.
But then again,
Okay.
we got to keep in mind, Death Battle take their characters at the maximum potential.
Yeah, so they're most
yeah.
likely going to use the Deadpool.
But I did point out in Deadpool vs. Pinkie Pie that he didn't have that anymore.
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
Sure.
So,
Because that's like a temporary thing.
Yeah.
Then again, though, if they did use All Might, I guess they do have to kind of go to his past self to use him at his max for the fights.
Maybe.
yeah,
Agreed.
absolutely.
I guess they have to be specific for which versions they use.
yes, and quite frankly, if you gave Deadpool his immortality curse, then essentially it would just go on forever between him and the Mask, because both of them can't die.
Yeah. Even if you like kill the wielder of the mask itself is indestructible.
That was
So-
one of the main reasons he beat Deathstroke, wasn't it? Because Deathstroke literally had no way of putting him down.
No.
Yeah. Oh,
I
He
also
outclassed him
don't believe.
everywhere.
Yes, I also talked about this in my prediction. No, I do not think that they will once again give him the sword that can nullify all healing factors.
Oh, he doesn't
because-
have that anymore.
No, yeah, I know, but that was given to another Deadpool. Earth 616 Deadpool never got that. And even if he did, hypothetically, even if he did, the Mask's healing factor is not biological. It's solely based in magic. So it would essentially not do anything to him. And he could just, take that... Then he could just take that sword and just say, were you trying to stab me? Stab. Huh, that's what that sword does.
Even if he had that sword, which is debatable if he would, because it's not actually his sword. It's Dreadpool's
No.
sword. And don't get me wrong, it's one thing when you have alternate continuities and it's like, we're giving a character stuff from his cartoon and from the games. That's one thing. But whenever you're dealing with like Marvel, it's like
Oh, yeah.
the Deadpool and the Deadpool are literally two different people who have met and fought. Like, so to give the equipment of one of them to the other doesn't really make sense.
Do you think they should give Deadpool Groot's powers?
No.
I am Deadpool.
I wonder when that curse was put on him.
It was like during 2001, I believe.
Yeah, it was sometime during the early 2000s. I remember that.
Because they wanted to keep some bullshit for making more Deadpool comics. So they was like, dude, let's just have Thanos give him a curse. Because he knows this thing. Which we don't know why he doesn't use it on himself and fighting the Avengers.
Agreed.
I guess he does love death, so...
True.
So yeah, Jar, are you finished with your points?
Now I'm questioning myself because I didn't take into effect that it might have been durability feats from when he was.
Oh god. We're making Jaru stressed out with his own research.
Okay, if that's the case, should we move on to the next topic?
I'm only joking about this.
I'm talking.
All right.
In the comic, Deadpool is talking with Death at one point, and she's like, "You can't be with me because of your healing factor, not because of the death curse." So I think
really?
I think the feats are legit.
Okay, that's fair enough.
But yeah, so if he can't be killed by a nuke, then that means it'll take some much heavier firepower to kill him, which is possible. That's the thing. You can kill him with sheer firepower, but it takes a lot. It takes more than just one nuke.
Well, I mean, the other thing as well is that in the Marvel universe, you can kill someone with a healing factor by drowning them, or they have no oxygen. So what stops the Mask from just pulling out a planet-destroying bomb from his pocket and just being, "Goodbye, Deadpool, beep."
Yeah.
That would actually work because that's how Deadpool officially died a long time ago when they were going to kill off Wolverine and Deadpool.
Ah.
Wolverine got turned into an adamantium statue. Yes, that actually killed him, and he's been dead ever since.
Oh no, he's
and
back
replaced...
now.
Oh, okay, never mind. And
He
Deadpool...
broke out of it or some bullshit.
Okay, that's bullshit. Anyway,
Yeah.
and Deadpool
Because
went a
fuck
step
you,
further.
comics.
Yeah.
So Deadpool went a step further. The whole planet exploded, and that's what killed him. And he was basically a ghost.
Is it like the Lobo thing where he can still kick ass while he's a ghost until he got?
I don't think he can kick ass when he's a ghost. I think he's just a ghost. You know, he just
so even if
floats
they,
around.
So I guess that would count as a win anyway, because what can Deadpool do to the Mask then? Just floating his hands through him.
Yeah, it's like, ooh.
So yeah, I guess the Mask would win then.
But yeah, so the Deadpool's healing factor is nuts. There are ways to counter it, like he killed the Dreadpool permanently with acid.
Ooh.
So there are. It's just a question of will the Mask, in his insanity, randomly pick a weapon that can actually kill Deadpool, and for
I
Deadpool,
think so.
the question is, could he convince the Mask to not be the Mask before he does that?
Actually,
And-
talking of the Mask not being the Mask, there's something I've heard some people bring up about him, and but I've also heard it contested, and I don't really know. So since Bill is such an expert, I wanted to ask him this.
Oh, you shouldn't say that.
Take the compliment.
Here, you know.
I am taking it. I'm just trying to be egotistical about it.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
I'm British.
Basically, I've heard people bring up that apparently the Mask wears off when it's daytime.
Oh yeah, that is true. I think it doesn't even have to be like the sun rises. It can be like, I believe it's like 2 a.m. And then the Mask will be like, "All right, peace out, y'all. I'm out of here."
That was in the movie.
Yes.
No, it was in the comics as well, wasn't it?
Except in the comics, there was one character who rampaged for 3 days straight. I remember.
Huh.
So I think that was a movie eventually.
Well, I'm still an expert. Do not take that title from me.
Yeah.
Jaru, don't
Well,
make me look bad
again-
in public.
Well, okay. Even
Mate,
if they
you can edit
were
this out, right? You can edit it out.
I can edit out many things.
Good.
Yeah,
Edit out
even
that
if they were to do that, if they were to, give them the night limit, then that's the daytime limit. Then they would have to set this fight at night anyway, because that's the best way the Mask can fight. It's like Beast versus Goliath. Do you
Yeah.
think Beast would just wait all during the day when Goliath is just a statue to just you're
You
dead?
wouldn't know. So
Yeah,
I
you
guess you're
wouldn't
right.
know. Yeah, exactly.
That's but yeah, I guess. But that's actually a question I have to go though. Death Battle always go by, these characters don't know each other. Like they have no clue how their powers work. etc.
Yes.
But since these two make loads of pop culture references, are they going to actually know anything about each other?
Well, there's also
One thing I want to bring up for both of these characters is that since they can break the fourth wall and are self-aware, that means in theory they should be aware of the Death Battle analysis covering the characters.
Yeah.
That is something to consider.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Marvel vs Shazam was better than Tatsumaki versus Mob.
yeah. Wow, Bill has some weird tastes. But
Agreed.
I'm British.
although talking of Bill's tastes, that's a great segue.
Ugh.
Yuck.
Shall we move on to that?
Oh yeah, sure.
What onto my taste?
Tastes.
Yeah.
Okay, then Captain Marvel vs Shazam's underrated and deserves more love.
I think our
Get out.
I
summary,
actually
though,
agree with that, but anyway.
Get out of here.
Yes.
So-
high five.
I think our summary is that we think the Mask is gonna win.
Yeah, I think.
Yes.
So. Even though I've done a lot of the time trying to sound like I'm downplaying the Mask, he's still gonna win.
Yes.
But I'm just trying to make it seem like I'm not biased to the Mask. As much as I love-
Yeah. Oh, I'm definitely biased.
In fact, the only
Mask,
reason
I can't help it.
I'm excited for this fight, in fact, a while ago, I was just joking with mate, like, oh, you should have me on the podcast one day. Next day, the Masks vs. Deadpool got announced. I'm like, hey, mate, I have some things I want to say about this.
So I was like, yeah, sure, let's do it.
It wasn't just random, oh, let's just get Bill on here.
Nah.
No.
So, and I want these characters to be shown at their best, but also not completely, as the verse community puts it, wanked.
Oh, God, why? Oh, I hate that term so much. Like,
But, okay, but
like,
you get what I mean, though.
I see people in the versus community say, like, oh, they wanked this character. Do you people know what that means? Like, okay, I don't know about you, but over here, wank means masturbate.
Yeah, to Jaru and
So,
Richard, they probably don't really care, but like, to us, that just sounds weird.
Yeah, so I'm sorry if this sounds gross, but let's say go into Dante versus not Deadpool, Dante versus Bayonetta. They say, oh, they wanked Dante. That doesn't make me think, oh, they made him sound more powerful than he actually is. No, it just gives me the mental image of Wisdom Boomstick giving Dante a hand job.
I'd pay to see that. I'll resubscribe to third members to see that.
I hate that term so much.
Just Dante, hey, Boomstick, let me play with your Boomstick.
Anyway. I'm sure Jaru's like taking his headset off and has just walked away at this point.
We're sorry, Jaru.
He can't hear you.
Oh. Have we scared him away?
I'm still here.
I'm sorry, Jaru, I just had to get that out there.
I'm ignoring everything, so don't worry about it.
Okay, Jaru is the best.
Yay!
Damn it.
He'll ignore everything except that.
No, I'm just reading comics while I wait for y'all to freaking...
Oh, I'm doing that as well, actually.
So, anyway, Bill, you are the guest, and we have a thing with guests where we ask them, like, death battles they don't like, death battles they like, and what they would like to see. So, let's get the negative one out of the way, because that's how we prefer to do things. What is your least favorite episode of Death Battle that they've done?
Okay, so when I say this, I'm going to give more of an explanation for this one. Yang versus Tifa, but not because I hate the episode and everything like that. But I feel like it's one of those episodes that, oh, you really do need a remaster or something like that, because compared to how Death Battle is now, even in Season 2...
So do you just mean, like, animation-wise?
Not just that, but even how the characters were established. Like, I was thinking to myself, oh, okay, so this is the best of Yang vs. Tifa. Okay, I didn't really think they were that impressive. But after watching Jaru's video and many other Ruby videos, like, oh, how powerful was Yang? I'm like, Death Battle really did not go into deep to these characters. But now how Death Battle is, given much more clear-cut of the characters, like, that's why I'm thinking, like, I want this remastered or rematch, because Tifa, especially with, like, new volume of Ruby, the Final Fantasy remake, which I'm actually excited for.
Yeah.
I want these characters shown at their max, and plus, look at Rooster Teeth's animation now. They've got what's that engine called again? The
Unreal Engine.
Yeah, they got the Unreal Engine. They got that new animation software for Ruby. They got Source Filmmaker, and plus, there's been a lot of great Source filmmakers for like Ruby and Final Fantasy characters. So get the guy who did Ganon versus Dracula.
Guys.
Devil Artemis.
Yeah, so I rarely remember the names of animators. I'm sorry. Like, there's so many that work for the show. It's just like fades from my mind. But get those guys for a rematch or remaster of Yang versus Tifa. That would be my all-time favorite fight, because those two are my favorite characters from each of their shows or games, I guess.
Yeah. Sadly, I'm not sure if I would put money on it getting remade. If anything, I feel like if they get brought back in, Tifa's probably going to fight Sakura from Naruto, or Yang. Look, no, that's actually a really popular request she has.
Well, fuck the popular request.
And meanwhile, Yang would probably fight Bakugo from My Hero Academia.
Fuck Bakugo.
Thank you!
I mean, literally.
No.
I would
no.
fuck him.
Oh, wait. Oh, now you're talking.
I'm joking, of course. I'm not really interested in Bakugo versus Yang because, they're both punchy and they cause fire. It's like, big deal. So can the Human Torch. Yang versus the Human Torch.
I'll take it.
Oh, come on. That sounds lame.
No,
Which is actually a good... oh, wait, no. We're doing favorite episode.
Hey,
Yes.
Richard, quick question. What's the age of consent in America?
What's the age and consent in my mind?
Whatever
No,
can
like,
reach
in
the,
your state.
Whatever can reach the bar.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
What's the age of consent in Texas?
No idea.
Who?
Relatives.
What's your favorite, Bill? Tell us your favorite, Bill Boy.
Bill Boy. I'm gonna rename my Twitter account that.
Oh, yay!
Well, my original favorite used to be Captain Marvel vs. Shazam.
Fuck off!
But okay, even though I joke about that's not really my favorite episode. No, that's actually
Good.
That's actually Lobo versus Ghost Rider.
Oh, good
Interesting.
choice.
So I've wanted Lobo in Death Battle probably since I started watching near the end of season 2.
Same.
Yeah, I was a bit late to the party. I think my first episode was like Astro Boy versus Mega Man, and I was like, the fuck is this show? Why am I watching it? I was a little shit as a kid, alright?
Oh, no, it's alright.
But when I started watching after season 4, I believe, I was like, oh, can Lobo be in this? He would be amazing.
Yeah.
I was like, Ghost Rider needs to be the guy, but then I saw many requests, oh, let's have Spawn. I'm like, why?
Fuck Spawn versus Ghost Rider.
Like, okay, I get they're both hell spawns, and they're both really hard to kill, but at the same time, it's like, you can think of something better for, like, Spawn and Ghost Rider. And I really wanted Lobo, and so when Ghost Rider was revealed, I was like, it's going to be Spawn. But then I saw Lobo's boots from the anime show, I was like, like no joke, I was actually sipping my tea, and I dropped tea on my crotch when that happened.
Ooh!
So I was like, excited while I'm like, yay, ah, yay, ah. So, and then I was like, please don't be a filler episode. And you know what? Everyone's looking at Lobo as really bad. It's like more people watch that episode again just for Lobo, which I love.
That is so true.
Yes.
I went back and watched like so many reactions just to Lobo's analysis.
Oh my god, I was thinking like, how crazy that please mention the city eating feat, and I was so happy when Ben tweeted that. And of course they had to get a bass stitch in there, because it's like, if he doesn't say that once during the fight, I'm unsubscribing.
Or Frag.
That
one I knew was gonna come in.
Bass Stitch is like the best thing about Lobo. Eat this, show Bass Stitch.
Yes.
Like, and I watch that fight every day. As sad as that sounds.
No, that actually sounds good. I recently picked up a Lobo #1 comic because that's how much I love Lobo.
I'm assuming not the 52 one.
Fuck no.
Thank God. We don't like to.
Nobody
No.
gives a
No one likes that Lobo.
Not
nobody
even
gives a
Lobo likes that
about
Lobo.
No.
Who was the guy that thought, oh, you know how Lobo's a parody of everything? Let's actually make him beat those things.
Yes.
Like, so yeah, I love that episode. I don't really think there'll be an episode that tops that, because especially it's mostly my bias because I love Lobo, and I feel like he just got the perfect fight, even though he lost, which I'm sad about. I still love that episode because, and no matter what, unless they somehow brought Mickey Mouse versus Bugs Bunny, which I'll love to see.
Oh, that's going to happen one day. We know it is.
Unless Disney purchased them, they're like, oh, you can't have Mickey Mouse murder.
Well, I mean, they're kind of owned by Warner Brothers right now.
Okay, well, they did. Oh, God, do you think they'll be biased for Bugs Bunny?
Yes, they will.
Well, he's better than Mickey Mouse anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's something that came up a lot, is the whole, like, oh, they're owned by Warner Brothers, so they have to make this character win. And they had that massive DC winning streak going.
Yeah.
But then Lobo died.
Yeah.
Don't you mention that. My baby boy.
Okay, to be honest, how many times I'm not too sad about it. How many times has Lobo died and come back through stupid means? Like, I'm picturing he's going to go to hell, or the Grim Reaper, and they're like, oh, fuck, it's Lobo. Get the fuck out of here.
Yes.
But,
not in this case, because,
don't you ruin it.
Okay, I'm not going to go
fine.
too much into the point they made. The point they made why Ghost Rider killed, like, Lobo for good is kind of bullshit. Like, but I get, like, okay, he died, though. Like, he's dead. Like, even if he comes back, because hell and heaven don't want him, he still won the fight, so it doesn't matter. Just saying.
Yeah, and that's actually a thing that Ben's addressed with Death Battle. Like, even if this character like can come back through some means, they still lost that initial fight. So
Yeah.
that's where they lost the episode. Like, I think they said that would have been the case if Virgil won, like, against Sephiroth.
I never saw that episode, believe it or not. I know who won. I know who won.
Okay.
But of course, you got to remember, like, Death Battle, before I became, like, an actual viewer, 'cause I can grammar good, I swear. When I started watching it regularly, it was more like, okay, who's this character? I've seen the thumbnail. I don't care, I'm not going to watch it.
You're one of those.
So when I saw Virgil and Sephiroth, I'm like, who the fuck are these two edgelords? No offense, Jaru.
I was about to say.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
No offense. But Sephiroth's an edgelord. And also, Captain Marvel vs. Shazam is better than the previous episode.
Fuck you.
Anyway!
I made Jaru say fuck you.
Multiple times, in fact.
This has been the best episode.
Yeah. So, what else is left?
We still need... Yeah, Most Wanted. What
Okay,
fight
so-
do you really want to see?
Well, funny enough, this was going to be my segue. When I was talking about Yang vs. Tifa, that was going to be my segue into my favorite. I remembered, I need to talk about my most favorite. And I've been working on this along with some of my friends. Yang from Ruby versus the Meta from Red vs. Blue.
I like that.
Like, okay, at first, when my friend gave this to me, I was thinking to myself, really? What do these two have in common? They're both from Rooster Teeth. Who gives a shit? But then when I started looking into a lot of the meta and then a bit of Yang, not a lot on Yang, I kind of already knew her a bit, but the meta I wasn't too familiar with, so I never saw the recreation or whatever what's that saga called for Red vs. Blue? The one with the meta as the villain, the Revolution saga? There was the Blood Gulch Chronicles, and then there was the Recollection, that was it.
Yeah, Recollection.
Yeah, I never watched any of those.
Reconstruction, I forget what the other two are called, just
Well,
because...
we know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, the
Seasons-
meta saga.
Seasons 6 to 8.
Yeah, and honestly, these two are surprisingly even, which I never thought I'd ever say about a Red versus Blue character. I mean, for one, the meta can freeze time, and he has the ability to heal when damaged. I mean, granted, those do a lot of energy drain.
You said doo-doo.
Shut up, doo-doo, Ed.
Actually, you said Meta has the ability to heal. No, he doesn't.
No, he does. He had. Remember when you said we need to take their characters at their best? Well, the meta had a lot of the AI abilities, the bubble shield, invisibility, and Death Battle even included the healing thing.
That was for Carolina. Carolina was the one who
also
had the healing unit.
But then in Red vs. Blue, like, Recollection series, he got York, who was the AI that handled the healing.
No, that was Delta.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
Alright, Red vs. Blue nerd. But the point is, like, they can both heal from very minor wounds, but of course, if it's like a dismemberment or something like that, no, they're not healing from that. So, and honestly, both are seen as like the muscles of their team, and both are very prone to anger, as evidenced by a lot of Yang's rash things. You know, her right arm still missing, as evidence of that. I obviously I don't think this will happen.
Honestly, I think if Meta comes back and thought a Ruby character was probably going to be Cinder.
Yeah, sadly. Who gives a shit about Cinder?
I mean, I get the thematic of that fight is that they're both like super power hungry, roosty villains, and the whole like fire thing from Sigma, and well, you know.
I don't know why. For a moment I thought you were talking about the Mega Man character.
Oh.
Wallow in despair of meta-ness. But I would want that fight. I mean, it's not going to really happen, but I'll be surprised if it happens. Obviously, that might take my spot as my favorite death battle over Lobo versus Ghost Rider, and maybe Shazam versus Captain Marvel.
You're fired.
So yeah, favorite death battle. Ghost Rider versus Lobo. Least favorite, Yang versus Tifa, but only for the aspect I think it could have been a better episode than what we got. I can still watch it now and again. Like, if it's like in my recommended, because you watch this channel, why don't you watch one of their other videos? I might watch it, but if I heard that episode was getting remastered, yes, I'll be down for that. Especially with the new animation team they have. And of course, my most wanted is Yang versus the Meta.
Well, I hope that happens.
I hope so too, but chances are they might never use another red versus blue character because the whole we're not using OC characters sort of thing.
Well, I mean, there are some popular requests for red versus blue characters I can get behind, like the big one being Sarge versus the Soldier from TF2.
Never got that theme. Like, I get they're army guys, but I mean, does that mean the Soldier should fight Sergeant Johnson from Halo?
I don't know, it just sounds like a fun match to me. Although it would be weird Boomstick covering his own dad.
Well, I mean, he doesn't know that's his dad.
I know, that's why it would be weird.
I don't even think that episode's canon, sadly, the Wiz and Boomstick in Red vs. Blue. I think they were just Red vs. Blue characters.
Don't care.
I think that was deemed non-canon.
I don't care. Sarge is Boomstick's daddy.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, I think Boomstick does have Halo weapons in the background, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Also, I think we're pretty much done, unless anyone wants to talk about anything else.
Alright, we're done. Just leave my paycheck in the mail and I'll pick it up tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, they're bribing me to be on here.
We'll give you all of the money that I have made on YouTube.
Oh, how much?
I'll give you all of the money I've made on
None.
my Patreon. Plug.
Okay, I'll take that.
But yeah, a couple things of note. Deadpool was under the curse of Thanos, from what I can tell, since 2002 to 2015. So that's a lot of feats that were disqualified because of that, including the one with him fighting the Hulk. So, yeah, I'm still looking up this other feat where he survived a nuke, but generally speaking, this kind of means that a lot of his feats are out the window because of this. So, yeah, with that in mind, I'm inclined to say that the mask is probably going to destroy him. Deadpool's impressive and all, but he's not he doesn't really have anything that can kill the mask, so I don't think he can win.
Deadpool's overrated anyway.
How dare you? Ryan Reynolds is the sexiest man alive. Don't you dare say Deadpool is overrated.
Okay, yeah, good point. I'll go gay for Ryan.
Wow.
Yes.
But yeah.
You could be my Deadpool any day, Ryan.
Right. But yeah, I think the mask is gonna win. I don't care who wins though. I'm just in it for a cool fight.
Hell yes.
And the next episode is the next episode after this, the season finale.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, actually, do you guys want to try and predict the finale?
I was just gonna do that.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Since we've made too many sex jokes and inappropriate jokes, Jaru should go first.
Oh, that's not fair.
All right. Let's see. I actually had a list of.
You don't have a list. You have like a file of popular requests, mate.
Over 600 of them.
Yeah, it's over 800 actually.
Wow. It's over 800.
Let's see.
Crush your mouse as you say that.
Okay, so the top 5 matchups I think are going to be the season finale.
Okay.
Initially, my number one bet was Discord versus Bill Cipher. However, it's going to be a 3D fight, so that doesn't sound quite like an appropriate 3D match.
It does not suit Cipher to be in 3D.
No.
So, same thing with Bugs Bunny versus Mickey Mouse.
Well, I think with Bugs versus Mickey, you can do it in like multiple styles.
It has to be hand-drawn.
Yeah, because they're more expressive. They're more expressive in hand drawn.
Yeah, but I mean, you can have it be sprites, but then they jump into 3D, and then they jump into hand-drawn or something.
That'd be so hard to make.
That would be quite epic and suited to the characters.
But yeah, so that's. But I don't think that's going to be what the season finale is.
It could be a season finale.
Yeah, it could be A1. I don't know if it's going to be this one. But
probably not.
But yeah, so my top 5 are Alex Mercer versus Cole McGrath.
That's one of mine.
Alex Mercer versus Cole McGrath.
I don't know those characters.
Yeah.
If you have comment section, please be mercy on me. I'm only British.
I don't really know them either. I just know that's a super popular request.
Yeah.
And I think it's one that they confirmed they are going to do someday.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't like Alex asked to fight like Carnage.
Yeah.
But then they're like, he's got a better match.
Yeah. So
debatable. But yeah. Alex Mercer versus Cole McGrath, Bugs Bunny versus Mickey Mouse, Dio Brando versus Alucard, Galactus versus Unicron, or Discord versus Bill Cipher. Those are my guesses. My 5 guesses for the season finale.
That's some good guesses, even though I barely know any of those characters.
Of those, I think Galactus versus Unicron and Alex Mercer versus Cole McGrath probably have the best shot.
Yeah, I would have to agree. That's why 2 of them are 2 of my guesses.
I don't think
another one I had was
Alex Mercer and Cole McGrath popular.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure they're worthy of a finale if I've not heard of them.
I mean,
and that's what matters. If I haven't heard of them, it's not worthy.
It's one of the most popular requests that I've seen for Death Battle.
Yeah, it's even in my community tier list, it's like number 1.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
And how have I not heard of these 2?
They're from very specific genre of games, and if you haven't played those, or if you're not in the Versus community,
one of them is Prototype, isn't it?
Yes.
Wait, I own that game.
Wow.
I don't think I've actually ever played it though. I think
it's a great game
for like 7 years.
Dude, Prototype is amazing.
Well, now you have a reason to play it.
Nah, I can't be bothered.
Cole McGrath. The other game character is Infamous. That's what it's called.
I had that game too. Oh god, the comments are gonna tear me apart.
Yeah, you're sitting. You're in the doghouse, dude.
I've dug my grave so far. I've hit the Earth's core.
Yeah, you have.
You're on
fire. And then I've dug through that.
Yes.
Yeah, another guess I had. This is like the beginning of the year. I was having this guess, but one I had was like Hulk versus Broly. As a finale episode.
I could see it.
I mean, mostly just due to the success of the Broly movie. I imagine he got like requested a whole lot more for Death Battle.
Mm-hmm.
But
was it against Azor's Wrath though?
Yeah, but he's also a super popular opponent for Hulk. And funny enough, Sam, one of the guys behind Death Battle, he answered on like a Rooster Teeth like subreddit Ask Anything sort of thing, like if Azora were ever going to be in a Death Battle sometime soon. Azora was originally planned to be in this season finale.
Okay, I think they probably just confirmed it's Hulk versus Broly.
But they changed it to something they thought would be more fun.
Well, keep in mind, there have been times before where they had planned for a certain episode to be the season finale, but pushed it back.
Yeah, like when season 3, Megazord versus Voltron was meant to be the finale.
Oh yeah, they kept pushing that so much. Like, we'll do it then. We'll do it then. We'll do it then.
But yeah, as far as my community tier list is concerned, Hulk versus Broly and Broly versus Asura are popular, but Broly versus Hulk is definitely more popular.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Although another popular request I hear for Azora is him versus Atrocitus.
Yes, Atrocitus.
That
okay, that would actually... okay. Do you know? I would love to see that. That would.
Yeah. Asura versus Atrocitus is
boils.
The most popular Asura matchup and the most popular Atrocitus matchup in my tier list, community tier list. So yeah, you're not the only one who likes that matchup. But yeah, I could see that. I'd be down with that. I'm cool with pretty much anything. Like I'm just looking at my tier list template, and I'm just like, man, a lot of these would be really awesome if they happen.
Unrelated to our guest to the finale, how long did that tier list actually take? I need to know.
I started
Many months.
It took several months. I want to say it took
Wow.
like 3
You were
months.
dedicated.
I
What was the
worked
most bonkers
super.
matchup you got for that?
How much? What?
Like, what was the most the weirdest matchup you ever got? You must have gotten a weird one.
Well, you also got
some of
Harley
them
Quinn
were-
versus practically everyone.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Well,
I
yeah,
saw you tweet about that.
Yeah, and the thing is that I did not pick these matchups based on how much I liked them, but how popular they were in the community. So
Yeah, see, if you were doing it that way, then a matchup I really want would have been in there, and that being the Millennium Falcon versus Planet Express.
sadly, you're the only one who wants that matchup. So
No, you're not, mate. I'm there for you. I want that too now.
Yay!
all right, Now there's
I still
two
want
people.
it. I
Okay.
still want it.
There's 3 out of billions.
Oh,
Congratulations.
billions don't watch Death Battle.
That's true. Yes, you say that. Aliens might be watching it, but anyway.
That's
Well,
true.
they don't
I
count.
worked-
They're not living things. They're just atoms. They
Wow.
don't matter to us.
I worked super hard on that template, and a total like less than 10 people have used it. So that's kind of a sad face. But oh well. I enjoyed it nonetheless.
Anyway, back to theorizing.
Yeah. No, I think yeah. I mean, it could be anything. Like it could be something super random, like Little Mac versus Epo. Like it could be anything.
I
Like,
actually
Death
wouldn't mind if it was that.
yeah.
I don't know those characters.
Little Mac is from Punch Out. Epo is from anime.
I don't know what Punch Out or anime is.
Wow, Mike
let's-
Get Out.
Tyson's Punch Out.
Bill?
Like
Little Mac is in
Yeah.
Smash Brothers.
I don't play Smash Brothers.
oh my God, do you live
Jesus.
under a rock? Like,
I live in England, so yeah. Do you want to know how popular Smash is in my area? Only one person knows about it.
wow.
That's
Like-
sad.
Your area sucks.
It really does. In fact, we had a murder last month.
Oh,
Oh Jesus.
Nah, not really.
Oh, thank
Wow.
I would have caused it anyway.
What would be the most random matchup that could be the finale? Like you'd be
I
like, what the
think. Well,
fuck?
see, that's the thing. Wouldn't this have been a random matchup to do for the finale, the Mask versus Deadpool? Because
Well,
Because
we've
they had
already-
Deadpool last time, they wouldn't do it again for a finale.
yeah.
fair enough.
It's gonna, imagine if someone like it's like Chewbacca versus Groot. Like
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I would love
Absolutely.
that.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, my prediction is this. I'm not gonna predict a matchup, but I am gonna predict what genre it could possibly be, because they always have this pattern for which
So
genre.
you're gonna go the
is
boring
next.
route.
Yes.
I'll have you know, I'm anything but boring.
Debatable.
Uh-huh. Since this is going to be a comic book versus comic book fight, and we had an anime fight, the last one, I'm going to predict that the season finale will be a video game matchup.
okay.
And in that regard, I would say it is Alex Mercer versus Carl McGrath.
Interesting.
Because Ben did say that was happening. That was going to happen.
Yeah, but he also said Ruby versus Marco would be happening one day.
Well, that's because we're waiting
He
for
also
Ruby
said
to
Galactus
find...
versus Unicron would happen someday.
Yeah.
Okay, we're waiting for
He
Ruby
also
versus
said-
Maka
I don't know.
when Ruby
They took
starts
the
to
best
develop
ones.
a character.
He also said Goku versus Superman 3 is going to happen someday. So, you know, we should probably
No, that's actually...
all right, there we go. I'm going to say it's Goku versus
Oh, hold
Superman
on,
3.
Joe.
No, hold on, Joe.
Richard is muted again.
Joe, that is my prediction for the next year season finale.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
Because
Oh dear.
Wolf corrected me on this when we had him on. Next year, that season finale marks the 10th anniversary of Death Battle.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
great.
So I could see Goku vs. Superman 3 happening for that.
Fuck you, Bill. Anyway.
No. Joe, you gotta say it like Jacksepticeye, remember?
Oh,
I
fuck's
don't watch-
sake. Just go ahead, say it.
I don't know how to say it. I don't watch Jacksepticeye.
Screw you, Billy!
Can we
Oh,
just
wow.
call it... That's the name that... We should name that this episode. Just screw you, Bill.
No, I think it should just be digging my grave. I like that one.
My idea's
I like both. But yeah, I could see any matchup happening because Death Battle is so random. Like sometimes they're predictable. Although I will say, I guarantee whatever matchup it is in my tier list template.
Most likely, do you not? You cheated. Like no matter what death battle comes, you're gonna be able to guess it. You've cheated the bingo.
Yep.
You've just put all the answers down. Like next season, you're gonna be able to guess every fight. Like, oh, I got a bingo.
Yep.
Watch it be something like, I don't know.
Goomba versus Pit.
No, they have actually talked about doing Goomba versus Koopa 2 at one point.
That's
Oh
fine.
my god, I would love that. No, Goomba versus the Piranha Plant from Smash.
But yeah, ever since Ghost Rider versus Lobo onwards, all of those matchups were in my tier list template at one point. So there's not been a single death battle that I did not already put in my template. Not one. Even Deadpool versus the Mask. So I'm pretty satisfied with myself. Even if no one uses my template, at least I get to predict every death battle for the next several seasons.
You would suck bringing to bingo.
What do you know? Because then you could just place bets and then win every time.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right?
I'll never win anything because I play by the rules.
But yeah, so that's my bet for the season finale.
Actually, I was gonna say, watch it randomly be like Machamp versus Goro or something.
Oh man, that would be funny.
4 arms.
Although I don't think that's finale worthy.
Neither was Deadpool versus Pinky.
Very true.
Goro and the Machamp are just crying in the corner after you guys said that.
Hey, Goro versus Machamp is in my template, so so I've already predicted that one. But yeah, I think we've just about discussed everything.
Actually, while we're on the topic of predicting the finale, I even left that as like a thing for people to do in the comments of my reaction.
Oh yeah,
I'm just gonna pull those up quickly, just to see what like the most common one is.
What was the insight from the community?
Well,
insight, huh?
Community, more so just people that watch my videos.
Yeah, the Your Only Mate community.
Your Only Community, that's what you should name it.
I prefer not to. Like, everyone is an individual.
With Funky Kong. Is that meme still dead?
I think it might be. It took me a second to even get it, but good meme. Good meme.
Old memes are the best.
Old memes are best memes.
I think the most common is Galactus versus Unicron.
To be fair, they were planning on doing that since season 1.
Yeah. Like when the hell is it happening?
Actually, I have to ask, how long has this podcast been going on for?
1 hour,
just
45
past an
minutes.
Wow.
But yeah.
Although,
I think.
I think we should
That's it.
try wrapping up because I gotta go eat, and then I have to record a Let's Discuss Ruby with Max a few trades.
With Billy as well.
And I'm gonna go back to not having a life anyway.
Yes.
I'm gonna go back to wallowing the fact that no one used my tier list template.
Hey, listen, I'll use your
okay.
tier list as toilet paper.
Fuck you.
Just every tissue is just a different mashup.
Are you sure you want to be wiping your ass with those? Like, I don't know, man.
Do I want to use Harley Quinn versus Nora or Amy versus Nora?
Actually, Harley Quinn versus Nora isn't in his tier list.
Yeah.
What?
It was not popular enough.
Which is kind of surprising because I've seen the Death Battle team express some interest in that matchup.
They've expressed interest in plenty of matchups that haven't happened.
Well, Nora's fucked when
True.
she fights Harley.
I've heard the opposite. Like,
Well, the opposite, you go suck a mullock.
DC characters always are more powerful.
Ghost Rider versus Lobo.
More better than
DC
Ruby.
characters are always more powerful.
Batman versus
Actually, no, I think
Spider-Man.
Nora would actually defeat Calendar Man.
DC characters are always more powerful.
Batman versus
No,
Black
I think
Panther.
Nora would absolutely destroy Calendar Man.
But yeah, the only Nora Valkyrie matchup to get into the tier list was against Amy Rose of Sonic.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, pardon. I thought I was going to be silent.
Then again, Amy and Harley requested to fight anyone who has a hammer.
Yes.
Yeah, true.
But yeah. Yeah, I look forward to seeing what the season finale is. I'm certain I predicted it, but
You're not certain, you know you have.
That's what happens when you spend months figuring out what everyone likes and then guess 600 times. It's a skill thing, you know.
I'm not sure that's a skill, but more of like, oh, how do I make a project without having to do anything?
It felt like I was doing a lot. I had to make over 800 brand new thumbnails. Those were not.
Okay, you know what? I take it back. That is dedication.
Yeah.
If I reached like 19, I would have been like, "Fuck this, man."
Wow.
That's just why Jaru is insane.
I think I should give you Yang's name, Jaru the Insane. I think you're more fit for that name.
That's quite a claim.
She's gonna kill me.
No, she's gonna kill me first, then go on.
Yeah, Jaru, you're safe because remember, no one knows what you look like. She knows what Bill looks like,
and she knows where I live.
Exactly.
She's gonna kill all of us. There. How about that? She's gonna kill each and every one of us.
Yeah, let's finish this.
Oh, so it's fine when you guys want to wrap it up.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, because your dinner's gonna get cold. You gotta do your thing.
I can put it in the microwave.
My tea is cold.
I gotta go do my thing.
I'm probably gonna do a lot of editing for this.
Yes, I know. So
I do apologize.
We got places to be.
I do apologize for a lot of prolonged bits. There were moments I said I'm not going to talk too long, and then I did.
It's okay. Talking too long is not something unregular that goes on around here.
Yeah. All right,
go
let's
back
give
and
our
and watch
outros,
this.
I guess.
Yes.
Who wants to...
I'm the Jedi Bender. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please check out these nice gentlemen's channels, and tune into my own channel if you like what you see. If you're scrolling through my sexy channel, go ahead and donate to my Patreon if you want to, help me out, keep me going. And this is the Jedi Bender saying, I'll see you next time. The air, my friends.
My channel's dead.
Like if you enjoyed the video, comment if you got something to say, subscribe if you want to see more, and as always, have a fantastic day.
So, Bill, is my channel is dead your outro for this, or?
No, my outro was going to be here's my Tracer outro.
Yeah, I don't really do that for these podcasts.
Shit!
Have you watched any of these?
No, it's okay. We'll take
yes.
it. We'll take it.
Why did you think I want to be on? I wanted to annoy you guys.
Yeah, but did you see Tracer,
Mission
Goku?
Oh my God!
The new ones.
Just let him have it, damn it! And damn it!
Okay, if you enjoyed, like and subscribe. If you did not enjoy, like and subscribe. And we'll see you whenever we do the next one, I guess. Bye.
Captain Marvel vs. Shazam's
Bye.
underrated.
Fuck you.